Hello, beautiful people. My name is Ellie. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I have a speed build for you guys. It's fairly short, it is fairly sweet, but I'm very excited to share it with you. But before we get started, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I would really appreciate it. It would help my channel a lot. But I'm getting right into it. This is a speed build. This is more my style really than let's plays, but I haven't done one in a while. So yeah, we're just getting started. This is the general area that we're working with. It's my left river mouth. And honestly, Pinterest is saving me these days for this island because I was ready to struggle a bit with finding inspiration for winter cottagecore island. So I turned to Pinterest, and honestly, it's such a shame that I haven't done that for my previous island. I mostly stick to Instagram, but Pinterest has been such a lifesaver. So this is again, so many of my builds have been inspired by Pinterest already. But yeah, yet again, this one is inspired by something that I saw on Pinterest. So what is this build exactly? It is just a cute little hiding spot. I don't know how to describe it really, but it's something on top of a cliff. It is very tiny and it's sort of a hiding spot where you can do your readings or maybe even take a nap under the shade of the trees, or just generally hide away from reality. You know, it's one of those builds that I make on my islands. I have quite a few of these every now and then where I just wish that there was something like that in real life, you know? Like just a little corner, a little peaceful corner where I can just be and just be silent and think about life and maybe get my reading done as well, you know? Here I'm just doing some waterscaping. It's not much waterscaping because just for this build, you know, you only need the surrounding water. But in the future, I'm not sure yet what I'll do, but I might just create more cliffs surrounding this area and maybe some waterfalls just to make the water flow towards this tiny lake pond thingy. And then the next step after you build a kind of roundish squarish pond is to make an island in the middle. It's always a bit bigger than you think it should be. That's the golden rule for me in waterscaping and cliffscaping. And then on that cute little island, you build your cliff, and that will be your hiding spot. So that's what I'm doing here. As you can see, again, I might say this, I'm sorry, but it is a tiny space. And that in itself is a struggle for this build because it's a struggle to do a huge build just like I did with that huge lake build, which if you haven't seen that video, I will link it. Please go check it out. I worked really hard on it. But it's also a challenge of its own to make such a tiny build, especially if you're like me and your aesthetic is pretty much cluttercore. Because yeah, you will see later, I have a lot of items in my pocket. I was ready. I mean, I knew I wouldn't be able to use all of them, but I sure tried. But yeah, it's hard to choose which items you want to use for the build, and you won't be able to use most of the items that you want. So here I'm just expanding because again, it's always going to be bigger than you think it should be. So I just expanded that island, and I'm also expanding the cliff because I really wanted a lot of trees. I wanted to make it cozy, very cottagecore, obviously, and I wouldn't be able to do that if the cliff was, you know, too tiny. Once I got it to kind of the size that I wanted, I then worked on the shape of the cliff. It turned out at first to be too symmetrical. I struggled a bit because like it's so tiny. It's so hard to like make it look natural. I don't like symmetrical things when it comes to natural builds, and really natural builds are all I do. But in the end, I got there. Question for you guys. If you can escape from the world, from your responsibilities for a while, where would you go? What would you do? What would your hiding spot look like? Okay, so then I start planting some trees. I tried to fit in there as many as I could, which turned out to be 4 trees, one of them being a cliff edge tree. If it weren't for that hack or a glitch, I would have been able to fit only 3, which would have probably allowed me to fit in more items in there. But honestly, I like the closed off, kind of secluded feel. So I always want to add more trees. You know, the answer is always more trees. Yes, please. And then we finally get to the decorating part. And in the inspo that I saw, it was actually a bed in here, which, you know, I guess their secluded spot would be somewhere where they can sleep or take a nap, which honestly is also a mood. But I thought I'd make mine kind of a reading space. I mean, there are pillows there, so I could also take a nap. But I don't put a bed. I just put like a bench, and there's a tiny library so I can get some reading done. And then I put a ukulele in there so I can play some music, because I always want to practice my guitar playing skills more, but there's never enough time in a day, you know? So if I could ever find some time to like escape and hide away or whatever, I would definitely practice more music and read all the books that I can read in whatever time that I have. Speaking of books, if you guys have any book recommendations, like what are you reading right now, let me know in the comments. I'm always looking for new books to read. Currently, I'm reading the Renegades trilogy. It's a young adult trilogy, but it's pretty good so far. I'm on the 2nd book. I hope the ending doesn't disappoint. Usually how I read is I alternate between like a book with kind of a quote-unquote adult, like heavier topic or theme, and then I'll alternate it with like a page turner or like a young adult series, just to balance the mood, just so I don't get too sad. But yeah, the Renegade series, pretty good. So if you have any book recommendations that I can read in my non-existent reading nook on top of a cliff, let me know. And just like that, we are almost done with this cute little build. I told you it was short and sweet. I just time traveled to a date that I like for this island, for this theme, where it was lightly snowing, a bit overcast. I think it was very cozy. But yeah, as you can see, it's just a cute little hiding spot, if you will. I will most definitely make the background more secluded, like maybe adding more cliffs or more trees. I don't know what yet, but either way, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this tiny build, please don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. I hope you found some inspiration. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Happy time zones, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.